Hi everyone, Katie Montana here. And sorry, my eyes are just like that. So today, we're gonna talk about the Ouija board and what are they? Well, Ouija boards are like these things that you do to contact spirits. Like you contact someone you love who passed away, and even a friend and a friend that you know for years who passed away too. My parents actually had a Ouija board years ago before I was around. And heck, ImJayStation actually used some Ouija boards, which I'll talk about later, but let's get on to the main one with my parents first. So, years ago in the 1980s, a friend of my parents named Chrissy, which my parents like to call him, and so do I, but we know his actual full name is Christopher. But the sad thing is, in the 80s, Christy died. He died in a crash when he was on his motorcycle. I wish he was still alive and I would get to know him. He would be an awesome uncle to me, just like my uncles from my mom and dad's side of the family. So my parents actually got this Ouija board, and my dad and Maggie actually used it to contact Chrissy. So when they asked him questions, my dad asked him if he's up in heaven, and he said yes. And Maggie was starting to feeling a bit emotional because probably the death of Chris was around, and probably something bad would happen with the Ouija board. So my dad and Maggie actually ended by sliding down to goodbye. It's like one of those things that you have to use, that you have to like hold it lightly, and so that way it'll actually move on its own. So when they hit goodbye, all the spirits are back in there, and well, my parents got rid of it because they don't need it in the house because it would become haunted. Yeah, haunted. So that's what happens back then before I was around. So anyways, on with JayStation. You see, JayStation was using these Ouija boards for these 3 a.m. challenges that he did around 3 a.m. in the morning. Like the death of people and other things too. But things were starting to go wrong. So what actually happened is that during these Ouija boards that he was doing around 3 a.m., things starts to happen. Because they say that if you try to contact someone and if you hear some strange noises, thought it might be them. But no, it was a demon, and the demon's name is Zozo. And you might be wondering, who is Zozo? Well, Zozo is a dangerous demon that he does with the Ouija boards. Well, he doesn't actually appear, but you can actually hear. And that's how they can tell if it's Zozo. And believe me, my parents told me everything about Zozo, and he's really dangerous. Zozo is one of Satan's most popular demons ever. Man, I hate Satan so much. So the way how, and probably might know, my dad told me about how Zozo got down to hell. Same thing with the others, because they're like angels up in heaven, and they disrespect God's orders, and he sent them down to hell. That's what actually happened. So yeah, it's because Zozo will actually get you. So when JayStation was doing this, and he actually did one in 2020, because of the death of Alexia, which is fake, the fake death of Alexia, because she was still alive the whole time. That's how his channel was deleted, which I'll talk about next year, March of 2023. So when JayStation was doing this, something just moved and it hit on the floor, and that's how he and Almond found out. So when JayStation was actually contacting Alexia, and that's how the Ouija board spelled out Alexia's name, and that's how they know it's Alexia. So they asked her if she's up in heaven, and it says no. So she was like in between heaven and hell. So it's like right here. Yeah, it was like this. You could tell by the way how my head looks. So that's why they had to get her to the light, so she can be up in heaven. But then that's when they hear a strange noise. That was from the other side in the house. So they asked Alexia if it was her that was doing it, and she said no. And then when Jay asked Alexia who made that sound, and that's when it spelled demon, and that's when they found out it was Zozo. So that's why they had to like end it right before it becomes fully haunted. Yeah, and to be honest, I am not getting a Ouija board in here because I don't want this place to become haunted with spirits and demons. No way. Man, if Inuyasha was here, he would actually take care of them. Yeah. Yeah, but that's the one thing I know about Ouija boards and stuff. And believe me, and like I said, I am not getting one and bringing it here because it's too dangerous and it'll cause this place to be haunted. If any of you ever have any Ouija boards before and got rid of them, let me know in the comments below. And let me know if you ever contact anyone with Ouija boards. But just don't forget, just remember, be careful with them because Zozo might come for you. So just stay safe and don't use the Ouija board multiple times. It could be dangerous. Alright, so be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like, send some comments, and hit the bell button for brand new videos, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, everyone.